Yeah, hold on. I'll finish picking the paddock from underneath here.
Don't do that. That's money, right?
No, it's a fire hazard.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. Dangerous. You're the only smoke show. What are we working on today, Sax?
The brake conversion. When we started, I forgot how many years ago.
A while ago now.
Yeah.
So we're going to start at the top. Get that master cylinder out of the way, I think. Got it all undone there?
Yeah, mate.
Righto, pull her out. Come on.
Came in better than the first time.
So that's the old one. What's this one? The old one?
Yeah, but this one kind of cooked. That's stuck. But you get the idea. Need to make an adapter plate.
Yeah, that's not going to go through the firewall currently.
Oh, I'm aware.
Chop it.
Yeah.
Chop the dinosaur, Daddy.
Wish they would have just made them the same.
Yeah, they are. Just this one mounts a little bit fucking wonky.
Yeah.
It's fine, mate. It's supposed to be wonky. Custom.
That'll do. I've actually got a new one coming.
We're just using this for mock-up tonight. What we did just work out, but spin that around, is it's got separate front lines, so we can do both front brake lines tonight, and we can do the rear to a point. Probably put a joiner under the car somewhere.
Yeah.
Just to make fabricating the lines easy, but we can get at least 2/3 of the lines done tonight once we get that mounted up. So that's the old hole and rod, which is not going to work because that rod needs to go in the hole,
Which is fine. I'll just get that out of the way.
Get it out of the way for a second.
Fit that up there, yeah. Just bolts on that easy, eh?
We're gonna have other problems.
In there working or what?
Yeah, mate.
There, mate.
Well, funnily enough, XF, was it?
Yeah.
Doesn't bolt up to XL.
Shocked me.
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't fit.
Why the fuck put brake fluid everywhere?
I didn't. You degreased it already. It's
You'll-
fine.
You'll ruin the paint.
So what we've done with our advanced engineering degrees is we've done some CAD.
Yeah.
So with this CAD,
How many times did we do that, CAD?
well, we did it a few times,
Yeah.
but we've got it wrong. And that was purely because we wanted to make sure our hole centers were absolutely spot on, so we can actually make that in steel. So with our CAD design, we've got it so it lines up with the firewall, and we've got it so it lines up with our brake master. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bolt our CAD to the wall, because this is advanced engineering, remember? And then we're going to sit the master in place, and it's just going to fall off again. Just like that. So that Saxon's going to make that adapter out of some 10 or 12 mil steel plate or alley, so it'll probably sit out there somewhere. His bigger issue is going to be his wiring plug, because that needs to go in there, and that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah. So the easiest solution is probably just to move that over.
Yeah, I said to Sax, I said I'd just cut a square hole over a bit, if you can, and just relocate that, so it still runs the factory connector and all that. Should be fine otherwise. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, we need to hold that there. Actually, can you get to the back of it?
Yeah.
If we get a pair of ice strips on the back, will it hold it, you reckon?
Only one way to find
might be
out.
enough. We only need, so all we need to do is hold this in position so we can start making all the brake lines.
Yeah.
And when I say make brake lines, we're just going to get them all bent up in position. We're not going to flare anything because we need to get metric flare nuts.
Yeah.
And and these are what I know as a balloon flare. So instead of it being inverted and coming back on itself like that, we actually flare it to like a diamond. So when it goes in, it then like crimps and crushes on it. So yeah, let's get some vice grips and vice grip that on.
No worries. Just got the vice grips on the back of that master cylinder there. Whatever you can see. There we go.
Yeah, that'll be real nice.
Yeah.
Should be right for one run.
Got the adapter plate in. Note to self, don't use stainless. It took forever to tap those two holes. Anyway, it's done now, looks good. So now to bolt the master cylinder up. And I definitely have to move that over. Just doing the old degreaser rebuild. Fingers crossed this doesn't stitch me up. I'm gonna clean these up because I don't have time to get them rebuilt. You can't buy new ones, which is annoying, which that's what I was counting on. So note to anyone that wants to know, apparently you can't buy XF calipers new anymore. So I'm just going to give these a clean up and blow out, and I'll fit them up and have my fingers crossed that everything goes well. So master cylinder's all mounted up, brake lines are sorted, flared, nuts on, and I've pinned it down the rail in a couple of spots. I've only cable tied them together at the minute. Eventually I'll probably make a bracket just to pin it back. The flexi lines are done and fitted. Now I did have dramas with the calipers I was going to use for this. They were seized up. Tried a second pair. They were also seized up, so I ended up pulling these off in another car. And because it still had fluid in it, they weren't seized up. I don't know if they're going to be any good or not, so fingers crossed on that. So fingers crossed on that. And then the last thing to do was make a new rod. So this was actually the original, which was actually pretty close to working. So I end up just getting a Heim. The thread is 3/8 UNF. So I just got a 3/8 UNF bolt and a locking nut and just shave the head down to suit the ball on the end. Now I'm going to use this but as a temporary bolt, but I'm going to get what they call a shoulder bolt, which this might actually be pretty close to working, but I'll see what I can get through the week. But this will do for getting the brakes bled up, because I'm still not sure if the rear wheel cylinders are any good. I have new ones, but I'm also not too sure if I have to upgrade them to, say, the XF size. but I won't know until I try and bleed them up and take it for a drive and see what it breaks like. So just started bleeding the brakes and snapped the bleeder off. So that's not ideal. I do have another bleeder, but I don't have an easy out. So my plan is to drill into the center slowly and hopefully just re-tap that thread and hopefully get that out, and then try and suck all the metal shavings out of there. See how we go. So I've upgraded the drain holes to a -10 with a bigger hole. The original size hole, because when I did this rust repair, I put a factory style hole in it, and it was way too small and blocked up like almost instantly. So it goes from like I think that's off the top of my head like an 8mm hole to, I haven't measured it yet, but that's almost twice the size. So I'll drill this side out and match the other side. And I've also obviously done the same on the internal, and I'll just make up 2 hoses, braided hoses to suit. But got the tank back in, plumbed up and secure. As I was hooking the line back up, I don't know if you can tell on the camera there, but the solder joint, or the silver solder joint there, kind of a little bit suspect. Now, for the sake that I haven't put fuel back in this tank yet, I might just pop this out and take a closer look at that, because the last thing I want with my new seat in there is fuel all over it. So I'm going to disconnect that and pop this back out and have a look. Just heated that up, this blowtorch thing, and I used some soldering fluid and just got it hot enough for it to melt, but not too hot because I didn't want it to just fall out. So I think that should do it now. Fingers crossed. It should be okay. I don't think it was actually cracked, but it just looked suspect. May as well do it now while there's no fuel. So as it turns out, the seatbelt nuts were actually covered by a bung in here. So the good news is I don't need to welder plate it with a nut on the back for seatbelt bolts, because I can use the factory ones, which is good. So this was a non-seatbelt belted ute, but they still had the provisions, so that is good news for me. So now when I need to fix my seat runners, now someone's had a go at this in the past and has just put a normal bolt in, and that stops me getting my full motion of travel, because it hits, you can't really see, but it hits something in here, hits something in there, and one of the factory ones, the thread's all cooked. So I've got 4 of these. I just need to sand 2 edges so it fits in that gap, and I'll probably put just 2 tacks on there, and it'll fit nice in there. And then I'll put the big washer on either side. Mounted back on. This one's going to cause me some dramas, so after my run I'll probably end up replacing that for trying to find another one. Driver side one is sweet. Now in the time lapse footage you can see me makeshift pretending like I knew what I was doing, and got there in the end. Anyway,
it works. Probably gonna find a better spring for there because it's already snapped the end off once. But that's a future Saxon problem. So I may have messed up. I forgot about the tunnel. So I'm going to have to modify this so it kicks further up, and hopefully that works. So, cut a new hole with the Dremel. I will be welding that one up, but not right now. I'm just going to plug that in, and I'll probably just block that off with a grommet or some tape for now. And then after mud run, this is all going to get pulled apart because I'm going to make a reservoir, and then I can weld that up because I'll pop that one out, weld that up. Should be sweet. I might be doing a campsite radiator rebuild on this. Looking at the floaties going on in there. It did have water in the last time I parked it, so hopefully it just evaporated. So just pulled it out of the shed. It's got brake pedals, good news. So I might just go take a quick belt down the paddock and see how she goes. So just took it for a quick run, and as you can see, got a bunch of water, but I'm just hoping that bottom hose is just not tight or something. Yeah, oh, it's sick. That's bottom hose is loose. Sweet, I'll just do that up and see how it goes. Fuck. Second maiden voyage. This works. So I sorted an air cleaner out. You would have seen in the time-lapse footage. I hole sorted a ring to the bottom base plate, flared some 2-inch to as much as I could get it with my flaring tool, and to make a nice tight fit around that, because that is not 2-inch, it's like 41mm, some weird size. I use some pinch weld, and it is just a nice tight slip fit at the minute. Later on I'll probably put a grub screw or something in it, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be pulling this on and off quite a few times over the mud run weekend, so I kind of want it just a quick, easy pull off. So that's one more thing crossed off the list. My leak I had was a non-issue. I just needed to replace the bottom clamp. And topped it back up with some water, and it doesn't overheat, doesn't spew any water anywhere, which is good. So that was a non-issue. Now, a little bit annoyed with myself because the spring and where are we? Fucking it would have cleared the floor. So all that work I did last night and then changed it this morning, could have just left it the way it was. So after mud run, I'll pull the seat back out and put it back the way I had it. Mounted the fire extinguisher bracket this morning, so that's all sorted. Pedals mounted, seats fitted. I'll leave the plastic on for the weekend because I don't want to get mud all over my new seat. And I put in 2 tie down points. I'm going to be putting eyelets there, and probably in the back, because I do plan on tying some stuff down in over the weekend, and I need to get a bit of timber from Bunnings just to fill the hole in temporarily. Alright, quick little recap. So mud run's obviously run and done. Got the ute back on the shed now, rewritten a list. It's still quite extensive, but it's all the stuff, like the little 5% stuff for Reggio, like getting lights, wipers and all that sort of stuff working. Now I've been getting a lot of questions about driveline, and no, it's not getting a Barra, and no, I'm not going to put a Windsor in it, but it's probably going to stay stock for now anyway. But I do plan on making a set of headers for it. Don't know if that's going to be a 60-1 or a tri-Y just yet. Not this year, but one day there will be some form of hot 6 in there. But that will just progress with the build. But then the biggest thing I need to sort out the reservoir. The calipers need reconditioning. Put some new wheel cylinders in the rear and redo the brake lines on the rear, and get the cab sealed up with new door rubbers, so I then can put the carpet in and the door trims and finish off the rest of the interior. But you won't see that for at least a couple of months, because I'm back on other things. But you'll see that on a future episode of Backyardbuilds.